Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we took no trades on small cap stocks. I woke up first thing in the morning and I was like, I looked at my phone, pulled up my scanners, and honestly, yeah, Ruby did go up, but I don't think I would have been able to trade that. I woke up at 4, gave it like 10 minutes, and I was like, this is slow. There's nothing on the scanners. And I know there was another one earlier today, but I didn't take any trades on small cap stocks. I think ELAB also went up, CISS. It wasn't anything crazy. ENVB also went up, but I just gave it up. Um, so we'll see right here right now on my calendar. I just gave up on trading today. So I'm looking at this 4-hour chart and I'm like, okay, do we have any momentum in the market right now with small caps on the small cap index? Right now we're still at stable. If we start to see a trend like we did from August, or not from August, from January, this sort of uptrend is what I'm looking for, a continuous trend on the small caps, and that's not what we're seeing right now. We're kind of basing out. So I was like, okay, forget it. Then I ended up taking options today. So we're gonna go today and see what I traded. So we're gonna go to my account, and yep, this is why you don't trade options without knowing what to do. This is just an example of what not to do. Someone always has it worse. So today today was a little bit choppy. I was kind of clenched. I'm not gonna lie. I did come up. I did make about over $300 today. Cause I did also take another call, which I will go over. But the main one is the IWM 263 calls. Okay, so IWM. So right now it looks a little messy. Today was a choppy day. I pulled up first thing in the morning, and I'm like, okay, what do we have here? We're still at the EMAs, right? We're just right here at the 4-hour chart. It looks like we're about to turn over. And remember what I said, at the 200 EMA, 200 EMA is really good support. Every time we've gone under it, we always have resurfaced. And that will keep happening until we're in a real, I guess, bear market, or we're a real like downtrend like we were in last year. Last year we were in that downtrend. So I was like, okay, if we flush first, then I think we will be able to recover. And that's exactly what happened. We ended up flushing first. First 5 minutes came out. We ended up flushing all the way down 261.08. I'm like, good, perfect. I'm okay with that to happen. It worked out perfectly. The trend line was still holding about where I was looking, and it did rebound bounce off up from there. And I was like, okay, cool. So now what am I looking for? Well, today's data, we were looking at the jobless claims. Okay, jobless claims. I messed this up yesterday. I said that if we were going lower, the market would pump. But no, sorry. This is unemployment claims. So we have less unemployment claims. More people are getting jobs, and we had less people filing for unemployment. So the market is going to sell off from that. And it did overnight or pre-market. If the number was higher, then the market would pump. More people getting unemployment jobs, more chances of rate cuts. The market right now is looking at the labor market because of the whole AI possibly, taking people's jobs and, other stuff in this economy. So it's I feel like that's what caused that sell off in the beginning. However, I was looking at this support and I'm like, wait, I think we're gonna rebound. We've rebounded off the support 3 times, 4 times. I mean, last week, then this week, we've seen it happen. So I'm like, okay, this tells me this is good. However, we were choppy. We were very, very choppy. So I took my first entry pretty early. So after 15 minutes, and then 20 minutes at minute 25 is when I started saw the VWAP at 650 starting to turn. That's when I took my first entry right over here. So we're gonna start one by one with my entries and how I took this trade. And this was not easy. This was not an easy trade, guys. So at 108 strike fill price 652, I took one contract. Now I'm also having the 1 minute on my screen. The 1 hour is looking good right now, thankfully. But the 1 minute was also kind of choppy too. And then I was waiting for a break at this level. The break at this high that this candle made right over here. This candle made a high at 262.60 around 262.57. Right here it shows a wick at 262.80. So I'm not sure why that is. But I guess this is a 5 minute and this is a 1 minute. But I was looking for that 5 minute breakthrough through that high, and that's when I took my first entry. So 652, I took my entry right over here, 652. As soon as we broke over, boom, first entry. Now, I did take it a minute later, or a few minutes later. Sorry, I keep switching back and forth. I took another entry at 657, so right around here. You see on this downtrend as we pulled back because I thought we would continue to go up, but we started to top out pretty early. So I took another entry here at 657, 657, then 658, another contract. So I'm at 3, then another one, and I'm at 4. So I'm at 4 contracts before 7 a.m. So right at this candle heading into this 200 EMA, I'm like, hey, we have the 200 EMA right here. If we break over that, that's going to be really good for the calls, and I think it will make really good moves. Now, what I was getting pretty upset at was Trump speaking. Whenever Trump speaks, the market is very sensitive, very, very sensitive, and it pissed me off a little bit because I was like, well, thanks, that could have really ruined the day, and thankfully it didn't. It almost did. So I'm just adjusting the camera. It almost did. So I'm at 4 contracts before they open. So yeah, 1 here, 3 in this candle, and then at the 7 a.m. Sorry, not the open. And then 7:01 comes around to add for another contract at 117 at 7:01. Another one, another 2 actually. So I'm at 3. So I'm at 8 contracts or 7 contracts. I'm holding 7 contracts at 7:01, and then we get this news. So I'm gonna show you the screen right now. So look, 7:01. Trump, good talks being had with Iran. Then a minute later, we have meaningful deal with Iran. Then 3 minutes later, we'll find out maybe in 10 days about peace. Then the same time, 2 minutes later, we may take it a step further with Iran. So what does that mean? We look at this trend. Look at 7:05. Look how we instantly wicked it down. I was like, holy shit. So from 7, pretty much when it hit 7 a.m., market pumped a little bit, and then we just fell down to the VWAP, and I got kind of nervous. I was like, what's going on? And that's when I realized, oh shit, Trump is talking. And I added. I had to add. I wanted to add. I was like, okay, this is a good opportunity. 7:05. Okay, so I added 7:05, another 3 contracts. So I'm at 10, right? At 10 contracts at 7:05. Then 5 minutes later, I add for another 3 contracts, as you can see here at 7:10. So on this next candle right here, so I added 1 here, 3 contracts here, another 2 here. So I'm at, wait, no. Overall, I was at 13 contracts. Yeah, so I had 3, 6, then I'm at 8, then I'm at 9, and then I'm at 10, 11, 12, 13. So I am at 13 contracts at 7:10 in the morning. At 7:10 in the morning, I'm at 13 contracts. So I added on this downtrend, which is good, but I thought this was a really big pullback. I was like, wait, hold on. I'm like, let's wait here. Let's see how it holds support, and I feel comfortable with adding. But then things kind of began to get a little bit, I guess, worrisome, because then at 10:18, I'm gonna show you what Trump says. At 10:18, Trump says Iran must make a deal or bad things will happen. So I was kind of getting pissed, and I was like, shit, man. Well, at 10:18, this is what happened. So see 10:23, 10:15, 10:16, 10:17, 10:18. As soon as he talked, we wicked down. I'm like, dude, no way. Like, this is not gonna happen. Like, we were just pumping up good. The market wants to keep going up. We're having support. We are showing really good support. At the 200 EMA, we've already hit basically off that level, and we've hit off the ascending support trend line. The MACD's positive on the 4-hour, and we were already getting above the EMAs. And I was like, no, we're gonna break this. Like, I feel confident that we're gonna break this. I'm gonna keep holding 13 contracts. I was down $500 unrealized, and it's because I added really high, guys. My average was around 115. My average price was 115 fill. I think it tells me here my average. I'll tell you what I sold it at. 134. I wonder if it tells me how much I got in. I remember my average was 115 though, around there. Let me know if the math works out, because I did end up making over $200 on this trade. So as we were beginning to go down here on this red candle, this is when that flush happened again for the, I guess, 4th time. Sorry, go over to the 1 minute. So this is at 7:25. So 7:25, this is when we began to fall at the VWAP again, and I was like, I don't know about this. So here's what I was looking at. So let me see if I can remove this. Nope, make this less messy. So I noticed that, well, we have an increasing support. We have increasing support right here. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, we have support here, and it did break through that briefly. However, I was looking at the break at this doji candle. This was a really good reversal as it broke down, and I was like, okay, it's not going to go below this line. If it goes below 262.30 and closes, then that's how I know we're going to have to sell for a loss. And it was going to be a tough loss. It was going to be for a tough loss, guys. I'm not going to lie, it was going to be worse than Tuesday. And we didn't. We held above. We kept having that support, and I just felt confident. The support just kept on holding higher and higher. It wanted to sell off, but that was all because of Trump's remarks. Market kept on finding support. It did break through, and then what do we know? My brother sold for quick $40 loss over here at the bottom, and then instantly we start going up. I'm like, no way. I'm like, there's no way we actually recovered. We have a triple bottom right over here, right underneath the VWAP, and sometimes that happens. That VWAP, it'll break under. If we have really good support on a bullish day, it'll break under and then begin to recover. And as soon as it went over the EMAs, what I was looking for too on the 1 minute, we're gonna go over the 1 minute. You see how on this MACD it was a little shaky. Oh, I didn't know you could do that on the MACD. It was getting a little shaky. Right here, this is I was like, I don't know about this. I wanted the 1 minute trend to open up again. I wanted the 1 minute to open up like it did over here, and it did perfect. But here in this area between the minutes of 7 to 7:20 was really choppy. So I was clenched. I was pretty clenched, but as soon as we broke through the 9:20 EMA, they started to cross over. We broke through the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, and on the 5 minute we're breaking through. Now, how does the 1 hour look? The 1 hour was a bit choppy too. I'm gonna close these tabs. The 1 hour was choppy, and we were at these EMAs. I was like, okay, look, all these EMAs are very close together. They're not that far, and I'm like, okay, I'm confident this will break. Right now, the MACD is still on a negative downtrend on the 1 hour, so I was getting mixed signals. There were mixed signals from the data, from the charts. It was choppy. This is a choppy day, and I had a feeling we were going to be at a choppy day because the 4 hour chart just was giving us indecision. Indecision candles means choppiness. We're not sure, but I trusted that whatever happened the previous day that will happen today, we would sell off immediately and then rally up. And we flushed pretty quickly. So now as we're looking at this, I mean, I sold at 7:34, so right before this candle closed, I saw the top of this candle, and then it did go up a little bit higher, like almost 264. I just took it off the table. I'm like, I just almost lost on the day. I'm not gonna hold for bigger wins. It did dip down, and it's still holding support at the 20 EMA, and did sort of resurface a little bit above 264. I did miss out a little bit of profits, and now it's starting to reclaim. So there is strength right now. This is showing strength, but it's choppy. It's hard. It's trying. It's not going anywhere right now. It's not doing so much. We're not seeing the same volatile moves that we were seeing earlier. Now, tomorrow we have GDP data. We have a lot more data tomorrow. So I'm going to open this up again. So we have Friday GDP, personal income, PCE index, core PCE. I have to look over what this means. You can do it on your own time. There's a lot of data that you have to look over. So this is a lot of information. So we will see. But at the end of the day, it could be different. It could be different. It might not be the same. Right now, the trend, sorry, I keep flipping back and forth to the wrong tab. Right now, the trend is showing that we're going to resurface again, and we're probably going to head into an uptrend. I mean, we break through the 267, head towards these highs. We can. I think we can see really good uptrend. But right now, we're still in a still consolidation phase. Now, Oxy, I took an option call on Oxy. As you can see in my post, I'm going to go over here to the weekly. I have this for other stuff. I'm looking at other stocks like Rocket Lab because this strategy applies the same way. So we'll look at this. Look at this contract, guys. And I sold pretty early. These contracts went as high as 150. I left off another half on the table. My brother made about 140. 400% gain. This was an 800% gainer, guys. 800% gainer. So I followed his play. And I was like, okay, what is he seeing? Last week, I took this contract. Let me see if I can open these contracts on Oxy. All right, so the Oxy is at 51. So we'll go to trade options and expiring this Friday. So the $50 call. The reason why I don't like the computer is because I feel like there's a lot more navigation and it doesn't, I don't know, maybe it could be faster, but I just like looking at my phone. We'll go to Oxy call. Okay. So a week ago, Look at these contracts. I got these contracts like $16 or $10, $16. We had earnings. There was earnings on Oxy. However, that is going to be the catalyst, not all the time, but that's not going to always be the case. The earnings are risky. Earnings are very risky, guys. You can go one way or the other. So on Oxy, I believe I got these contracts. Let me see when I got them. I got them February 13th. So February 13th, I pulled up this chart and I was, hold on, take this off. Computer's done charging. Okay, so I was looking at Oxy February 13th, right around here, and I'm like, okay, well, we just came off a, I guess, rejection at $47, and we do have earnings coming up, which was yesterday after hours. We have the MACD coming up, and I was like, okay, maybe we can find something here. So I look at this charts. I like Day Trade Dash way better. Day Trade Dash to me is a lot better than anything. I'm looking at the daily. I'm like, what are we seeing on the daily chart that I could have, a really nice return? Well, we hit a high at 49.18 back in September, and this is an oil stock. Oil. So oil's pretty good. Iran stuff. I mean, everyone knows that the whole reason why Trump wants to go over to Iran, like I guess send stuff over. It's he wants to make deals for oil. Like he wants to make deals for oil. That's the whole reason for the Venezuela thing. And I was looking, well, since last year we sold off. We have a gap from $46 all the way to 47, but we didn't really recover since last year's crash. And we've been on a downtrend since then. And remember I said psychological support, at the whole dollar and half dollar. This is the halfway point to $100. So I was like, okay, as it's coming up, we're on a really strong trend since December, since the whole Venezuela operation. We've been going up, and we're having really good support above 200 EMA. So I was like, okay, I think this is so risky play because it's earnings. Earnings can drop anytime. And then we sold off on Tuesday when we had that quick sell off, and I didn't add because I was like, I just want to be okay. It was at $10, and I could have added for a couple more, but I wanted to be safe and just play it and see how it's worked. Now, as the days kept on going, so yesterday, Tuesday, we kept going above the 200 EMA and also the 920 EMA. The 920 EMA is a bit different colors here, but you can see what they are. And as we were going higher and higher, yesterday we were already crossing through Tuesday's highs at $47, and we kept breaking through. And then yesterday we had earnings, and it kept going higher and higher post earnings. And this is the type of, I guess, pattern you want to trade when you're swinging. Swinging is going to be a little bit riskier because anything can happen because there's more time. That's why you set more time out. But this was a Friday expiration, and it's a catalyst that's going to surge us up. But this same strategy works on a bigger time frame and scale. On a bigger scale, when you zoom out or when you're planning for stuff like this, it might work. Earnings is more of a gamble. It's a 50-50 because either they're going to like earnings or not, but there's more good sentiment towards oil right now as prices are starting to surge a little bit. So it was a bit of I guess it wasn't the safest play, but it also wasn't just a straight. I'm just gonna guess. Like this was calculated. This had to be calculated. The only thing you can't control are the earnings, and this pattern works every time. Now let's look at XOM. Look at XOM. Same thing. The sentiment. There's advantage to taking the sentiment. Look at XOM. XOM has been going off crazy since June or January. January. Look at January. Beginning of January is when that whole operation started, and boom, we crossed over that 920 EMA, and it's been consistently riding this support over and over. And it's these types of stocks move slow. They're not moving $5, $10 like every day. They're moving slow. And boom, you could easily profit. And on a pullback, you see how this pulled back twice to the 200 EMA and then instantly shot up again beginning of the month from 137 to 142. You can make a lot of money off that. And I know some people that did on Twitter. They did. So they just kept on going up higher and higher and higher. And when does it stop? Well, until it starts breaking structure at the 200 EMA. 200 EMA is really good support. And, it retested that and it's bounced up again. So right now it's a bit extended, but could keep going higher. I don't know, but I'm just saying this is proof of concept that this strategy works on any stock. You just have to be able to trade it efficiently and trade it with a plan and what you're going to go after. So what I want to trade, I love Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab is a really good stock, and it makes some really good swings. That's why I like it. I want that volatility. I want to capture it because you can see here, December, from January to December, it went from 72 all the way almost to $99, almost $100. and it's been riding the support at the 200 EMA, and you could follow this trend, and then you can see as it's starting to break, you're like, okay, maybe I'm gonna start taking puts for maybe a week out. But just know that these have some really crazy swings. The stock can go up from like $5 to like $7, $8 on a single day. So this is very volatile. So one can chase this and, well, I'm not gonna say chase. One can plan this out and say, hey, I'm gonna go for the break at the 200 EMA right over here. The 200 EMA right here, for me is the yellow line. And you see this crossover, the 20 and 9 EMA. You can play that, and then as we're going under this 200 EMA, then you could look for some sort of support. But this is on the 4-hour chart, and I know I'm going a bit in detail right now. So what I'm waiting for is this. Excuse me. Last month or in December, I took calls. I don't know if I brought this up. I took calls for Rocket Lab. Mm, I took calls for Rocket Lab. Yeah, sorry. It was just like I took calls for Rocket Lab end of November for I believe a 55 strike price, and I sold for like slight gain, but I didn't capitalize on it, and I had a month out. Why? Because this 200 EMA on the daily chart signifies support, and obviously if the MACD is going to support that move up and it's starting to close, it's going to benefit you in the long run. And this is true until we're in a, I guess, stronger bear market, but we have not been in a strong bear market. We've been bullish this whole time. So at this 200 EMA, I took a few calls and I would have made 60 grand, 20 to 60 grand had I held all the way up until this area here. I mean, my expiration date was end of December, so really I would have taken profit here at December 11th because these calls were worth 20K at the time. And I'm looking for this same setup as we're approaching this 200 EMA here. You see, we've already based out, about $66, and this EMA can still continue to go up. But if this starts to hit the EMA again, I will start taking calls. And you can see here on the MACD, looks like we're going to start recovering. So maybe we might, and we're already above the 920 EMA on here. So yeah, I mean, we could be in a really good ride for tomorrow. I might take a position for tomorrow expiration because it's cheaper and we're on a really good breakout right here to above, I guess, past this EMA. And you can see here last year we did the same thing. Look at last year. From February 5th, we started to fall down and we were consolidating at 200 EMA for a while. And we kept going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. This was a longer recovery, but the idea still holds. So all these things together, you can profit on any stock. So now looking at this, I might take a position for maybe an $80 call, looking for the break at the next whole dollar, because we're already above $75. So this strategy can apply to anything, and I think it's very powerful, very good tool. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode today. Like I said, today I just want to gather, for now, I just want to gather data. I want to gather data on what the days are looking like, the variations in them, and the choppiness and what you can expect. Like this is an example of a choppy day. I have two examples of what a choppy day may look like, and I'm only going to get better. And I hope you guys are just learning and do not follow my advice. You can, I mean, you can take, don't follow the exact same trades that I'm doing. Learn how to understand this concept or this, I guess, style of trading and see if it makes sense to you. I don't want to be giving straight advice because I think you can get sued for that. But I'm not giving out financial advice. This is just my strategy and this is what's working for me. Like I said, I'm going to come out with a video hopefully by next month, maybe end of this month. We'll see on this strategy. I might want to wait till the end of March to see for more, but I'm still putting things together and it's going to take some time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully you guys don't get bored of me just rambling on and on. I know I don't have edits. I know I don't have any music in the background. Please let me know if you guys would like that, just for, to stay focused. I sure appreciate when I see people put videos or put music in the background, so I might do that. But yeah, have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for the support, and take care. Peace.